Hey folks, we are in Liggett, Kentucky in Harlan County on Highway 72 at the 102-year-old Liggett Baptist Church.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about this church because it just celebrated its birthday. This past Labor Day they had services, I think. They said. This is a beautiful spot. Of course, this used to be a really busy coal camp community, and I understand from the some of the old timers that lived in it, is it was one of the nicest, cleanest ones. That people here has fond memories of their old home and the old Liggett camp. But this church had its first services, original services, in 1920. It had its first services in a log house called the Balls Chapel. It was later changed to the Baptist Church at Liggett, the name was. The wood frame building it ended up in at this very location was destroyed by fire in 1943, I believe it was. Yeah, this is all according to the church's website. This building you're looking at was built on the exact spot of the wood frame one that was destroyed by fire. This brick building was, and of course since then it's had a few additions on it, but it's the original building in the original spot, except for some additions.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, 102 years old. You talk about historic.
Yes.
They have a cemetery here, just like in the old days. You'd find a cemetery next to a lot of churches, and we did a video up here about this being the end of this part of 72, called the end of the road, I believe it was, and we walked around that cemetery up there. But this is about this church and its history. Now folks, I'm going to put up a picture of the list of ordained ministers they've had at this church. Now on the website it qualifies as ordained ministers. I'm sure as a lot of mountain churches they've had time periods in between ordained ministers where they've had a lay person kind of run the church till they get another minister. But these are lists of the ordained ministers that this church had. And through this video, I'm going to put pictures that Kenny from Morristown, Tennessee, sent me of his kinfolk, the Clawson Clan, who lived up here just over from the church. Judging from the pictures, I'm thinking maybe in the direction you see my wife coming from. Wave. Over there on that hillside, maybe judging from the pictures. Like I said, these pictures of his kinfolks, the Clawsons, he sent us, and you can see the church in the one picture of the folks behind the house. You can see the church off in the distance across from the house if you'll look really close. And another one from, I think he said, February 1960. You can see the church in snow.
Wow.
Yeah, right there.
So those houses all in here?
Yeah, this was a large camp. Now, I'm not sure where the house was at. Like I said, the direction you was just coming from, over there somewhere looks to be where the Clawson house was at. He said they lived there, they moved to Harlan. Here's railroad tracks into what obviously was a mine, once again out in this direction. There's a beautiful video of the church right there. This church has served this community here in the Appalachian Mountains of Harlan County. And this is the mountains, if you look around, since 1920.
Amazing.
Think about that. Think of the history. The babies born and the members who passed on that this church has seen. It's been around long enough to see the babies born and then see them pass on as an old person.
Yeah. Time just goes right by.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's 102 years.
Yeah, I want to tell you something,
Is that what you
though.
said, 102?
102 years old.
Wow.
I want to tell you something, though, about these country churches, why they're special to me. And, you know, it's not one particular denomination. They were the bedrock of these communities. People suffered and had it hard in these mountain communities, and a lot of times these country churches is what held them together.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you imagine living where it's this quiet? I'm sure some of you do, but not a lot of folks in this day and age. Beautiful building. Well, here, we'll do a walk around here since that's an open line.
And there's the cemetery up there on the hill.
And that cemetery, I remember when I was in it, I'm not going to go back in it now because it's uphill. And I left my uphill climbing gear at the house. There, I can't shift into it. My shifters broke off. But it's about as old as the church. The graves go. I think they go back probably further than that.
Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah.
the fellowship hall.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Picnic area, basketball court, and beautiful lawn, and a playground up there behind the fellowship hall.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great church. It really serves still yet its community and its members.
Got the bus too. Take you to
Yeah.
church with.
I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that's part of coal mines out there. And there's a state highway maintenance truck, looks like, parked. And this would be the old guard shack to the mines out there.
And up down through here, I bet was a lot
Yeah.
of houses, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently everywhere I pointed this camera, from what I understand, was houses. And like I said, a lot of good memories I've read and seen of Liggett up here. And I'm sure this church here had a lot to do with all those good memories.
I bet.
Yep.
It's really nice and quiet and peaceful.
Yeah, this is one of the prettiest spots you could come in
So
Harlan
peaceful
County.
up here.
And folks, from the 102-year-old Liggett Baptist Church in the beautiful Appalachian Mountains of Harlan County, Kentucky, we have to say, what is it, Mrs. Cody?
Bye.
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 And happy birthday to this church.